Mireia, we've all seen kind of the YouTube phenomenon. I was at a conference the other day where the boss of Google Europe said that I think that the site is receiving 10 hours of video every second, I think it was. But Quick allows people to stream live to the web from one of these, and I believe Robin is doing so right now. This is kind of a big step change. You're not the only company taking part in this new environment. What does it mean, though, to be able to shoot live to the web? What is this going to change for us?
It changes a lot of things. Obviously, for the bloggers, it enables people to combine the text and the video and the live chat, because you're streaming live, and now you can get text from anyone around the world sending you questions. So there are some companies that are using that very effectively. So we've got Variety magazine, for instance, that are using that to go up to celebrities and ask them questions. So we've got Woody Allen that was interviewed in a much less intrusive way, because lots of people can get very close with a phone and not with a huge camera. But also it enables the viewers of that magazine, of Variety, to send questions and the journalist asking them there and then. So it adds that aspect of getting closer to your readers, in this case, to your customers, ask questions to the CEO of the company. So that adds the interactivity in the first place. And secondly, the spontaneity of having something that's not, or at least doesn't feel so rehearsed, and it shouldn't. It's wherever you are, you can ask somebody questions, or you can film them there and then. So I think it brings the company, or the publisher, or the politician, or whoever happens to be using it, much closer to the audience. So again, going back to that dialogue and talking and conversation, it truly is adapting the technology to your needs, but it enables you to do that live. Plus, also, of course, having it on demand afterwards on the website, so people can go and view that review that somebody did about something at a conference or a trade show, and have a look at that product. What does it really do? How does it work? Well, here's an expert filming it and telling you how you do things.
Sometimes a picture can tell 1,000 words, right? Just thinking about live still, Honda did an interesting experiment about a week or a fortnight ago where they broadcast a live ad on Channel 4. Matthew, let's say, do we see any possible uptake for live advertising, live marketing?
I mean, I think we'll probably see huge amounts of it in the future. It will come down to the agencies or the companies persuading the people in the companies to take the risk. I mean, it's a huge risk. I actually see... we've heard a lot today about implementation of social media, and I thought what was very interesting on one of our first panels in the workplace was that a lot of the greatest innovation is taking place behind the firewall for a very, very simple reason. It's safer to do that, and you're not putting your corporate arse on the line in quite the same way. In the same way in video, I see that there's what you'll probably see first is this being experimented with internally before it goes externally. And then when it goes externally, while some dynamic and daring agencies will do live ads and that type of stuff, for me, I see a great sort of ability and value in telling CSR, corporate social responsibility stories from companies using live video, whether it's mobile, whether it's doing kind of more traditional video packages. If companies want to show a human face, if they want to break down those barriers, video just happens, and video storytelling often is more compelling than blogging. In a way, it's more transparent. In a way, maybe it's less transparent. But the ability to be in the field somewhere, if you're a global multinational, and actually to tell the story of what you're doing to help communities or something, as a way maybe of countering huge kind of global environmental campaigns coming at you, I think it's actually quite compelling. So I didn't quite answer your question, but it steered it to the way I wanted to talk about it.
Well, the adage goes, and thinking about what types of video content work online, then, and the adage goes that not long videos, but short clips. Whether in journalism or marketing, what are you seeing as regards that? Will people watch long clips, or is it?
Well, we sort of have a directive now to keep it 2 or under, and as someone who enjoys doing long-form stories, it can be a little bit frustrating. But yeah, definitely, I think that there is an emphasis on doing shorter form clips. And maybe just on advertising, I'll jump in. I brought this with me because I thought it was an interesting quote. We did an interview with Martin Sorrell from WPP, the CEO, and he said what's happening is that we're shifting our attention. The visual word, if I can put it that way, the visual means of communication through video distributed in all sorts of ways will become the critically important way that we will communicate with one another. The written word will become, in my view, less important, which of course is good news for people who work in television. But he was speaking about advertising and saying that the spending is beginning to mirror that shift. But what I think is interesting about this technology is that as much as people want to hear what someone has to say, there is a value in seeing someone's lips move, seeing how they've said it. It's extra information. And so when possible, when you can do this, and it's that easy to pop something out of your pocket and get something that is visual media that can be seen around the world, I think that there's incredible value in that.
And that's the second mobile that you've produced from your pocket today as well.
Well, that one's a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Old school.
No, Matt is a TV reporter whose packages are pushed out through the desktop video initiatives that Reuters has, but also he's a central part of the Mojo, or mobile journalism project that Reuters has. Doing quick pieces to camera, filming them on an N95, uploading it to a WordPress-powered blog on the Reuters site. Could you just give us some examples of what you do with that?
Well, I've primarily participated in the Mojo experiment at the Edinburgh TV Festival in August, and then again at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And it's interesting because, essentially what it was is I was there doing pieces for our syndication service and for Reuters.com. But in addition to that, I was told to see how this works for us. And someone from Nokia came to shadow me and basically report back on what worked and what didn't. And I thought it was interesting. I interviewed everyone from Cat Deeley to Vint Cerf. So that in itself, was fascinating. And there were all of these serious discussions over the future of television happening. And I was, getting Peter Barron from Newsnight like this and feeling a little bit self-conscious at times. But for the most part, people had an incredible enthusiasm for Peter Bazalgette, for one, from Endemol, was so excited about the mobile phone. I was surprised because I think it's not only is it new, there's a feeling that it will be how we communicate. It certainly will be a bigger part of the way we communicate in the future. And even those people who didn't seem to be affected at all seem to feel like that they're at least participating in something that was futuristic. But I think what I like about this is that there are improvements that can be made in terms of the technology, because there's a little bit too much shakiness, and maybe that's my hand, but they need to build that in, because it's something to keep it like that for a long time and keep it steady. But you get a sense of immediacy. You get a sense of being at a place. And I will spend days working on some pieces. And the piece, I'm told if you Google my name and Reuters, not that I'd ever do that, the top search result would be the Vint Cerf video. In fact, I have done it. But, and it might just be that the Google algorithm really likes the word Google. But it is telling that in a few years of working for Reuters, the #1 search result is that. And it means that ideas, in whatever media they're presented, if there's something interesting being said, stand a good chance of being shared.